Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. This fight coming up, man, at Fury FC. Before we talk about the fight coming up, just Fury FC in general, man, you just debuted with the promotion and you just pretty much ran through everybody. Like, how do you feel about your career so far?
I feel good about it, you know. I feel like I have I have a lot of good tools. And I think with like every fight, I'm starting to like learn. I'm just learning every fight. I'm like learning more details and more things. But it's kind of like, you know, it's like kind of seems like it's like the same thing in like life. It's like the more you think you know, the more you don't, you know. So it's like I feel good. I feel like I'm starting to get a hold of the MMA, and I got like a good grasp on it. I just need, you know, just more time, more training, more experience, and like that's all I don't have compared to like some of these guys. Just the experience, you know. But I'm feeling good with it.
Are you more of the guy that's taking the slower approach, or do you feel like, like if they're ready to put me into the big leagues, I'm ready to go in there whenever they're ready to sign me?
Yeah, I feel like I'm ready now. Like I feel like if you could put me in there now, I can mix it up and make a good like name for myself. I think that the time is gonna come soon. I think it'll come this year. So as of now, I'm just like training and getting ready for these opportunities and these moments that I know that are gonna come, you know. But yeah, I think if they threw me in the mix now, I'd be ready to go.
And with all the grappling experience, man, and also grappling while you're fighting MMA, how has that benefited you inside the cage, the experience of grappling against the highest level grapplers in the world? Because I know, like, some people think, MMA fighters are, like, there's levels to the shit of grappling, right? And when you compete
Mhm.
against someone that's an MMA fighter that grapples compared to someone that's a grappler, there's a huge difference, right?
Yeah, it's a big difference. It's like the higher you go up in jujitsu, it's just like these guys, you can feel the technique, you can feel like the experience that they have and stuff. So it's like I think it helps me though because it's like I I'm like able to feel like what really high level technique feels like, and then also like I have a lot of experience like facing another opponent when normally I feel like people kind of freeze in the lights. They're like, oh, I'm fighting Amika Galvao or like it's just like a big name, you know. Like I feel like people when they first get that opportunity, it's like a deer in the headlights kind of, you know. But I feel like I've been in that situation so many times now where it's like, you know, it's just like another opponent to me. And I think like when I get to MMA and I get to like the bigger stage with the bigger lights and the bigger names of people, I don't think it's gonna like phase me. You know, I think I'll be ready for those moments.
5-0, in the past 2 years. Which fight do you feel like you've had the most adversity heading into the fight?
Mm, I would say, I would say, man, I would say my last fight. Um, My last fight, like I felt like I had a lot of like little nagging injuries that I wasn't able to like train as properly as I wanted to. Like I felt like the whole camp I wasn't throwing like any kicks because I had my foot injury, and then I was like really worried about my hand because I dinged my ham in the last fight too. But I wanted to get another fight in, so it's like I would have to like baby my sparring and baby my like rounds, and I was hitting mitts and stuff, and yeah, it was a little scary going in to that fight just because I didn't, you know, I didn't feel like 1,000%. But I think once you're in there in the mix, you know, you just kind of get going.
Just autopilot.
Yeah, that's what I think. You know, you just kind of block everything else out.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. The last opponent that you had, Nico, he had a lot of experience compared to your MMA experience, and you went in
Mhm.
there and handled that. Now this guy coming up, Adam Smith, he also has a lot of experience, and he's also from the grappling scene. Is he someone that you've known for a while?
Mm, I've not too much, like, because there's just so many good grapplers now. So it's like I definitely have my eyes out on everybody, but I know he's got a couple wins over some guys that are good. Um, I think, you know, I think like if it comes down to it, like the jujitsu part, like I think I could just like kind of cut through him a bit. just from like some of the jiu-jitsu I've seen him do. And then, then we'll be striking, so it also changes it up a bit. But I don't really see him being able to like hold me down much or be able to do anything like that. So it's like if we're gonna grapple, I feel like it's gonna be because I want us to grapple.
And in your striking, man, last year you had that viral knockout. Who do you develop your striking with?
Um, I was training at Austin, at the time because I just moved out here to Vegas. So like when I was in Austin, I was just training a lot with my friends. Like it's crazy because like when I first started doing like the Muay Thai and like all the striking, like I was doing it just out of my garage with like a couple of my friends, and I was like just like watching videos on like how to do this, how to do that, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just put the reps in, and then I'd go spar at this place like Ambush and stuff. So like it was, like I just kind of like put it together a little bit, um, and then yeah. But now that I'm here in Vegas, I'm getting in a little bit more striking, so I'm starting to feel a bit more confident with my striking.
That's wild to me that in 2023 or 24, you were in your garage watching videos and training your striking and
Yeah,
going into the cage and getting knockouts with it. Like that's crazy.
yeah. I would say I think it's just because like with the technology, now like you can like literally learn from like the best guys. I mean, you can't ask questions, but you can still like learn you know, the the outer layer of what they're trying to say. So I take advantage of that stuff.
For sure. You just mentioned that you recently moved to Vegas. What prompted the move?
Um, I feel like my goal when I started MMA was I really wanted to like take it serious, like, and I feel like I'm at a part of my career now where it's like it's gonna get more serious now, and I feel like the thing I was like lacking back at home was I didn't have any MMA sparring partners, and I didn't have like a main MMA coach, so I wasn't really learning MMA. I was just doing jujitsu and then doing striking, and then trying to look as much stuff up as I could, but then. At the end of the day, it was like the sparring partners. I needed better sparring partners. So I decided, come to Vegas, and they got striking here, they got MMA here, they got jiu-jitsu here, wrestling, they got the MMA coaches, and then there's like just so many training partners out here for me. So I figured, I'm going to be fighting some more tough guys this next year, so I better just get ready for them now.
For sure. And if you're in Vegas, short notice is like, all right, who's available down the street, basically. If you really, that's a great position to be in for yourself, man.
Yeah, and my manager's out here, so it's like if I'm here with him, and um, then whenever I do get that call and I get to go to the UFC, then I'll have the PI. I'll be able to use the PI all the time. So it's just like it seems like it's just the move to do. If I want to do this MMA stuff.
So you're kind of in this transitional period for yourself. Who are the coaches? What's the team? Like what's your, training camp looking like?
I train right now. I train at a syndicate MMA, and then I'll go over to like Andy Varela's for my jujitsu, and and then from there, I kind of like I'll mix it up. I meet some people, so I'll do some like training at the PI with some guys, meet some people, and there's like just and then they have like at Syndicate, they just kind of have everything there too. They got like MMA coaches, striking coaches. They got really good grappling coaches there too, the Shapiro brothers. So I feel like I'm in like good hands over there.
For sure. And what's your expectations in this fight coming up?
I would like to be able to mix it up a bit, but definitely finish the fight. I'd like to be able to show some wrestling, some cage stuff, a little bit of ground, but ultimately like finish the fight, whether it's on the feet or on the ground. But preferably, I don't know. I think I'm going to try to be knocking them out on the feet.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that happening, right? Like he's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's usually they talk about wrestlers facing each other, but when you got grapplers, so to say, facing each other, that can be the result, right? Of you
hmm
guys just throwing hands and kicks and whatever you need to throw.
Yeah. I feel like we'll be two grapplers, so I think the grappling could like cancel each other out in a way, and then we're going to be forced to strike with each other. So that's what I predict on that is I'm pretty sure we'll be striking on each other.
And the grappling side of your career. Well, do you feel like you can continue that? You know what I mean? Because you just competed on the Fight Pass Invitational.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll like when the opportunities come around and they're good opportunities, then um, I think I'll still do them. For me, I feel like the best things to do is like taking super fight kind of matches on good stages because I'll get paid for them. And then normally it's like if I get offered a match, it's never an easy match. It's normally like a world champion or someone who's like, really good. So it's like if I'm gonna compete on jiu-jitsu, I'd rather it be on a stage, getting paid to do it, and then also like competing against just the best guys in the world, like if he's a world champ, then I want to fight him. But if it's like some hungry stud that's like trying to come up and make a name off me, it's like, I mean, I'll do it if it's on a stage and there's money, but it doesn't interest me too much because it's like I'm still trying to just focus on the MMA. But when I get offers from like really cool people that I've been watching go through the jiu-jitsu scene and then I get a chance to compete with them, then I'll do it, anytime.
Who's somebody that you haven't competed against that, in a super fight that you'd like to compete, or maybe someone you want to get revenge on or whatnot?
Man, so hard. I feel like I've competed with so many so many guys. I feel like a really cool match would be like me and Cade Rotolo. I've never competed with him. I've competed against his brother Ty, and I know both those guys are fucking just animals. So it's like that's someone I haven't competed with, but I would like to compete with just because he's like he's the freaking best guy out there in the world right now. So I've like crossed almost everyone off the list except him. So I gotta get one with him one day.
Nice. Yeah, and maybe they'll give you a one fight contract for one championship just to compete against.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be. Yeah, man. March 24th, Fury FC 88, San Antonio, Texas. You go back to Texas. Kody, thank you, man, so much for the time, and I'll be following you very closely, man. I think you've had a great start to your career, and Korean, so I gotta support to the day I die.
Of course.